And we are live back in the studio at halftime of the GW Miami game. Score at the half is 32-15 in advantage of Miami. Cole Anchewski joins me now live from the Smith Center. Cole, what were some of your knee-jerk reactions from that first half?
Well, Sean, as brutal as this may seem, it kind of looks we're like a U11 team playing against the Dream Team. Miami has played extremely well. They've done a great job of moving the ball, making our defense slide. That's left open the three-point shot and points in the paint. And it was just a brutal half for the Colonials, shooting, I believe, 18.5% from the field. It's been abysmal.
We talked in the pregame show about how Miami's defense was its strength. It was its calling card. It's the reason why they beat so many teams throughout this year by such a great margin. What did you see that Miami was doing effectively on the defensive side of the ball?
Well, they were winning 50-50 plays, the hustle plays. They were sliding in the paint, drawing blocks, charges. And so they've just done a good job of limiting inside production. And GW hasn't had a shot that hasn't been contested. So anything behind the line, anything from mid-range, just hasn't been falling for GW. Yuta and Bolden haven't got their shot to fall. And also, GW's tried to run the pick and roll a few times. And the Canes have done a great job of doubling the ball, making sure that they get out on the perimeter, defending George Washington's pick and roll game. And that's just really restricted production.
And now, obviously, GW is shooting very poorly from the floor. They're taking contested shots and all of that. But what has Miami done in terms of forcing turnovers?
Well, I think they've just been aggressive. One thing that they're doing is they're just being really aggressive on our ball handlers, and we know that GW doesn't really have strong ball handlers between Mazzulla, Bolden, and Terry Nolan Jr. It seems like they've been locked up and haven't been able to kind of distribute their passes around, which has just been really poor for the Colonials the entire half.
Now, one of the players we highlighted in the pregame show was Miami's center, Huell. How has he played in that first half, and more broadly, how has GW, how have they done shutting down the paint and playing aggressively in the paint?
Well, I think he just hasn't been able to get to his spots. What GW's done is they pack the paint. They're obviously at a size disadvantage, and they've just been really aggressive on inside play. So that's one thing that the Colonials have done well. And in terms of his production, yeah, he just hasn't been getting to his spots.
So one of the things we highlighted that would be a key for GW was finding another scoring option other than Bolden. And now, obviously, nothing is going right on offense to start the game off. But have you seen them move the ball around at all? Have you seen other players take some shots? What have they done to try and get past that Miami defense?
Well, they really haven't done anything. Our leading point scorer is Terry Nolan Jr. with 5. So they haven't been able to get the ball around. They haven't been using either bench well. Steves has been non-existent. Yuta, Bolden, like I said, have been non-existent. So they're really uncomfortable this game, and it's been really inconsistent in the way that they're trying to get their scoring going.
Now, finally, Cole, what is one thing? Obviously, they're going to need to adjust a lot in order to make up the deficit that they have at half. But what is one thing that you think the Colonials can easily improve upon that should make for a better second half?
I think they need to push their defense out to the perimeter. They need to make Miami wear the turnover chain. So they need to pressure their ball handlers. They need to get outside, limit that three-point shot, and hopefully we can scrape our way back into this game. But for right now, unless they do that, it's going to be a blowout.
Right. Thank you very much, Cole. As we said, score at the half 32-15 in favor of Miami. They have looked dominant so far, definitely deserving of that number 6 ranking in the country. So stay tuned with us. We'll be back with you at the end of the game to let you know what happened, look in on some of these keys that we've pointed out, and hopefully GW can turn things around and give a better effort in the second half. So stay tuned.